कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमती भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिनिधि नामनि नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणी निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणी जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम राम। Hmm. Are you able to see screen? Screen share. I share
Yes,
screen.
yes, we can see.
So, Mataji, you read?
Somebody's snoring somewhere in your house, your father, grandfather.
Yes, yes.
Okay, no problem. When the mind is engrossed in material thoughts, we sometimes feel lusty. Actually, we finished this one.
Okay. From which?
Go
So
next, next. Next.
complete.
Yeah, we finished. Okay, here.
Okay.
Rahugana's doubts. Rahugana relaxed. This kind of yoga practice was possible, even for him. He said, O Brahmin, I offer you my humble obeisance. I can understand that you are a most exalted personality, Krishna's direct representative, as venerable as him. Since you're fully self realized, you can reconcile apparent contradictions in the scriptures. Presenting yourself as a Brahma Bandhu, you disguise your blissful transcendental position. Rahugana bowed his head. Unfortunately, because the serpent of pride obscures my vision, I think myself to be the king, although my body is full of filth like stool and urine. I can understand that I'm spiritually deceased. Thankfully, your instructions are proper medicine for one suffering from the fever of bodily identification. Like cooling waters, your words can pacify anyone scorched by the fierce heat of material existence. The darkness of night had now fully enveloped them. Bharata stood up to leave. He had told the king all he needed to know. Hearing and chanting about Krishna was the certain means of success for anyone. Rahugana jumped to his feet. My lord, please do not leave, he pleaded. There are still many subject matters which confuse me. Maybe I can ask you about these another time. For now, kindly stay a little longer and help me understand the instructions on self realization you have already given. Although I am keen to understand them, I found them difficult to grasp. Kindly explain them again, but more simply. What did you find confusing, dear king? O great yogi, I argued that bodily conditions affect the soul. For example, when the body becomes tired from carrying a heavy load, so does the embodied soul. You replied that it is only superficial. The screen moved. It is only
Super.
superficially. It only superficially seems that the soul is affected, but in reality, he is untouched by the bodily situation. You admonished me, saying it is not possible to understand this from material examples such as cooking rice on the fire. How then can I understand it? Bharata looked intently at Rahugana. He was genuinely inquisitive. That made him a suitable candidate for instruction. He indicated for him to sit, and he sat next to him. Bharata turned to face the king. Listen, and I will explain. Among the many transformations of earth, some inert while others move. Among those that move, we call some palanquin carriers. The ankles, calves, knees, thighs, torso, shoulders, and neck of these palanquin carriers are all made of earth, and above them on a wooden palanquin is another transformation of earth, designated as a king of Sawira. Only because of illusion do you accept this designation as yourself. In truth, you are simply a clod of earth, like everything else around you. Somebody else like to continue reading? Heavy, huh? Heavy chapter.
Uh, Rahugana said, I know I am the soul within the body, which is produced from the earth, but it seems these earthy manifestations affect the soul. This is my doubt. Bharata said, as I say, there are so many things produced by the earth. Which of them feels tired, dear king? Is it the ground, the ankle, calves, or perhaps the palanquin? The person in the carrier's body feels fatigue, argued Rahugana. How much fatigue would he feel if he was carrying his young son? Asked Bharata. It is all mental concoction. One who knows he is not the body does not at all identify with bodily conditions. You experience fatigue because of misidentification with the body. It is this false ego which makes it difficult for you to understand because you want to enjoy the pleasure of the body. You must experience the distress. Those who do not identify with the body also do not identify with its enjoyment or suffering. Rahukana gazed in awe at Bharata. It was as if King Abila himself had appeared before him. His Brahman advisor did not have a particular particle of this saint's spiritual realization. Bharata continued, let us move on. You argued that as the king it is your right to rule over the citizens. Do you think forcing them to carry you around without giving them any payment is your legitimate right? Look how they suffer. Their condition is lamentable. The way you treat them proves you are cruel. Yet, due to pride, you think you are a pious king, a protector of the people. This is your delusion. Any assembly of wise men would tell you the same. Stung by Bharata's rebuke, Ravgana hung his head. After a few moments, he said, you are right. I shall rectify my mistake, but I still have confusion. As I remember, you said that the conventional world is unreal and it does not have any effect on the spiritual soul. You said that conditioned soul feel bodily conditions because of attachment of sense enjoyment. I am confused about this. What is your doubt? Well, earlier I was watching you carry my palanquin, and it appeared you found it tiring even though you are a liberated soul. You are right, replied Bharata. There is a trace of happiness and distress even for liberated soul, but that is insignificant compared to the experience of the conditioned soul. What do you mean? When we dream of being attacked by a venomous snake, we experience terror. Even when we first wake up, there will be some residual fear. However, the newly woken person fears is insignificant compared to that of the one still dreaming. Listen, I shall logically demonstrate the illusionary nature of the conventional world. As I already pointed out, all material bodies are but transformation of earth. When we leave them, they again revert to earth. Whether a king's body or a palanquin carrier body, it is ultimately just earth. The difference are in the designation only. Wow. What you want to explain?
Yeah, amazing, no? Oof.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this philosophy, sometimes we could confuse it with the Mayavada philosophy also, Brahma Satyam, Jagat Mityam. Some
Jagatya.
people, they go that direction also. Everything is matter, everything is just earth. For example, when Mahaprabhu, when he was very young, Shachimata, he was doing so many naughty things, right? So many naughty things. So she told him not to go to school. And then Mahaprabhu just sat on a pile of earthen pots. Then he started eating dirt. And then Shachimata came and said, "What are you doing?" And then Mahaprabhu, clever boy, he said, "Well, I'm just here sitting on earth. Everything comes from earth. I'm also earth. I'm going to go to earth anyway." So,
Mm.
what is wrong in it anyway? And Sachimata is like, "Come on, no, that is dirt. Come away this way. Don't go there. Don't sit on it." And he's like, "Well, you don't want to send me to school. So, how will I know what is right, what is wrong, what is clean, what is dirty?" So, and then Sachimata was like, "Okay, go to school, learn learn your things." So yeah, this it's Achintya Beda Beda Tattva. This world is temporary. This world is a temporary construct made from materials of atoms. At the same time, we are precious souls because Krishna is in our heart, and we are individuals that are um, never destructible, never destroyed. So the truth is somewhere in the middle. It's, the truth is that we are eternal servants living in this temporary world, not the other way around. The Mayavadis say, "Oh, we will all perish anyway, we will all merge anyway."
Yeah, and just showing this like when you give this example, I was just thinking about the education. See, they were getting this kind of knowledge there, but nowadays it's such a vast difference in the knowledge. The schools, what we are getting, it's like you cannot even understand what is what. Everything's becoming so superficial, and something else is we are learning in the schools. I think 80% we never used in our life, whatever we have read in the schools. One concept yesterday, I was listening a lecture. He said that who has the knowledge. It's called vidyarthi, and but we are taking the shiksha because vidyarthi means they are using that knowledge. Huh? Shiksha means
Yeah,
you're taking something and then you become a shiksharthi, not a vidyarthi.
yeah, yeah. Thank you.
So I was just heard this thing for the first time and I was thinking, wow, yeah, this is really.
Yeah, and thank you. You want to continue reading?
Anyone else like to read?
Anyone else wants to continue?
Okay, I can read
Okay.
Mataji. Rahugana replied, "If everything is just earth, then at least that is real and can affect the soul." Bharata said, "Earth is also just a name. It is only a combination of atoms. Atoms are also a temporary construct and not the ultimate cause of existence. Indeed, nothing in the universe is real. Labels such as short, large, thin, big are all just imagined. like so many pots are all made of clay but named differently. But named differently. All material phenomena are but not able to read this word. Okay. Fleeting transformations of Krishna's external energy, Maya. The perceived differences are due to substance, nature, mind, time, and karma. But they are all ephemeral and ultimately unreal. Rahugana said, what then is reality? Bharat applauded the king. Yes, this is the most important question we must ask. Truth is non dual knowledge beyond the purview of matter. Non dual knowledge, Rahuguna looked confused. Yes, as I say, it has no material characteristics such as big or small, hot or cold, or any of other countless dualities by which we identify material phenomena. Indeed, it gives liberation from matter. It is the only reality beyond imagination. What exactly is this knowledge? Asked Rahugana. He felt he was ready for liberation. It has three phases. First, Brahman, the all pervading impersonal aspect, then Paramatma, the super soul in the heart, realized by tranquil yogis, and finally Bhagwan, the supreme person. Learned scholars know him as Vasudeva, Vasudeva, the cause of Brahman, Paramatma, and all phenomena. Rahugana, who sat with his sparkling crown held in his hand, took this in silently. Ultimately, the absolute truth was a person from whom everything emanated. It was difficult to conceive of such a person. He looked at Bharata and said, how can I come to know Vasudeva, the supreme personality of Godhead? Bharata sat silently for some moments, tears running down his face. Coming to the point of asking this question was life's very goal. He said, there is only one way to see God and realize Him in full. You must smear yourself fully with the dust from the feet of great Vaishnavas. Rahugana looked puzzled. He looked down at Bharata's feet. Should he literally reach down and take the dust from his feet and rub it on himself? Bharata laughed. My dear king, uh, I lost it. Okay, my dear king, this means that one must regularly hear from the Lord's pure devotees and try to understand their instructions. There is no other means to remain fixed in the truth, not by renouncing the world, nor by practicing severe penances, nor even strictly adhering to our worldly duties. You must seek the association of pure hearted Vaishnavas and daily hear from them. Only by their mercy can you understand the absolute truth. Rahugana said, it is only by the Lord's grace that I have met you and recognized your glories. How can I ever be so fortunate again as to meet other devotees like you? If it is your sincere desire, Krishna will help you. Rahugana looked doubtful. Personalities like you do not advertise themselves. So, how can I be sure not to disregard a great soul again, as I did with you? Bharata replied, listen carefully, my dear Rahugana. As I explain you how you can recognize pure devotees, they have no interest in mundane topics like politics or current affairs. They only speak about Krishna, his qualities, forms, and pastimes. Such subjects enthrall them, and by regularly and respectfully hearing from them, even those interested in material enjoyment or liberation gradually becomes attached to Krishna's service. Tears pricked Rahugana's eyes, and unprecedented peace swept over him. It was as if a lifelong anxiety had lifted. Bharata's instructions were powerfully uplifting. Who was this person? He said, my dear Brahmins, despite my offense, you have mercifully instructed me on the truth. If it pleases you, please tell me who are you? Bharata looked steadily at Rahugana. He had proved himself to be a sincere seeker of truth and had accepted Bharat as his teacher. It was time to reveal his identity to the king. He said previously, I was a king like you. Then, too, my name was Bharat. Rahugana gazed at the apparently destitute Bharata sitting before him. A king? Suddenly his eyes opened wide. Bharata, surely not. He spoke with a tone of incredulity. The king, Bharata, after whom the earth was named, King Rishabha's son? Yes, I attained perfection by hearing the Vedas and becoming detached from material affairs. After retiring, I fully engaged in serving Krishna. But by misfortune, I later became attached to a deer and consequently gave up my spiritual practices. How is that possible? Exclaimed Rahugana. King Bharata is still renowned for his spiritual determination. Bharata sighed. My crucial mistake was that I did not consult with the spiritual master regarding my association with the deer. Consequently, when I died, I was reborn as a deer. Rahugana gasped. A deer? That was a serious downfall. Yes, it was. Thankfully, because of my previous sincere service to Krishna, I could remember everything of my past life even while in a deer's body. Since I am still aware of my previous error, I am now very cautious to stay aloof from worldly association. For this reason, I wander alone, appearing like a dumb and crazy fellow. My dear Rahugana, my most ardent advice to you is always seek the company of exalted devotees. Their association will give you the sword by which you can cut through illusion. You will recognize them by their singular interest in transcendental subject matters. By discussing the truth about Krishna in such association, you will awaken your attraction at such spiritual topics and eventually enter Krishna's eternal spiritual abode. Thus, you will achieve perfection in this one lifetime. Jai.
Anyone wants to share something? Any realization? Hare Krishna, am I audible?
Yes, Mataji.
If we don't have any comments or questions, then Rasastali Mataji, can you please read the affirmation?
I, I think. Vasistali Mataji, are you there? Yeah, please. But your voice is breaking.
Yeah.
No signal today. Mataji is written.
Yeah. Can you read Shadika Mataji?
Rashmi Radhika Mataji, you have. Can you read?
Can you hear me?
Yes,
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna.
Yes, Mataji. Hare
Okay.
Krishna.
Okay. Hare Krishna. I'll read, okay?
Okay.
I chant with no other motive than to render pure devotion. This sounds similar to the affirmation in which we state that we chant without asking for anything material. What's significant is that this is the main meaning Prabhupada had given us for the holy name. That is, Krishna, please engage me in your service, which also means, please engage me in pure service. Prabhupada elaborated on this meaning in a lecture which I am paraphrasing as, My dear Lord, for so long I have been engaged in your Maya service. Now I want to engage only in your service. So please put me under the shelter of your
Jai.
Which number Mataji was reciting?
I don't remember. Did she say the number?
No.
Okay. Mataji, you continue with the Vishnu Sahasranam.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mataji, which number you were reciting? I can do because your voice is breaking.
Yeah. 15. Please read
Okay.
the next page. Okay.
This sounds similar to the affirmation in which we state that we chant without asking for anything material. What's significant is that this is the main meaning Prabhupada had given us for the holy name, that is Krishna. Please engage me in your service, which also means please engage me in pure service. Prabhupada elaborated on this meaning in a lecture, which I am paraphrasing as, My dear Lord, for so long I have been engaged in Maya's service. Now I want to engage only in your service. So please put me under the shelter of your eternal potency and uplift me, pick me up, pull me away from Maya. I don't want to be her servant anymore. I just want to be the servant of you, of Radha under Radha's energy, your internal potency. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur used to say that when we are chanting, we should be in a service mood. The real holy name is the holy name which is imbued with the service mentality. As we had mentioned before, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta said, the holy name descends when we chant in this mood. Because we are meant to be a servant of the holy name, we try to chant in a humble state of mind, not as enjoyer of the holy name. I am a servant of the holy name. I am the servant of Krishna, and I am chanting to awaken the pure mood of service. We all we want is a pure serving attitude and pure serving emotion. This is the proper mood with which to chant. Jai.
Jai, thank you so much.
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Sankirtan ki jai.
Yeah.
Shri Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Okay.